Hey, what's going on, everybody? Cool 100 degrees a day. Gonna be a fairly quick video. My voice is mostly back, but don't want to strain it too much. The only good news is the a-hole neighbors over this side are moving. Cannot tell you how happy that makes me. If only these clowns over here would leave, but that's not going to happen. Anyways, we're going to talk about multiplying onions. So I should have tried to do some before and afters last week, and I just kind of went into work mode and did a bunch of stuff. So when you're multiplying onions, actually start multiplying. So this would have had 2 or 3 bunched together in here. So this one I did not pick apart yet because it is growing really well, and just in a couple weeks or any time now could cut this and be using these to eat. So I took all the other ones and trim them where they need to be trimmed. Like here's what's left of one. I just kind of cut them at a certain level. But this top part's dead. Broke the bunches apart and put them in groups of 1, 2, or 3. Usually put like 2. Just depends on how they break apart and what kind of roots are. So I had to break out a bunch of the smaller pots, and as you can see, I've got pots galore going on out here, but all of this is from a week. Get down nice and close here. So most of this growth, now that would have had a little bit, but most of this growth is in the last week. So this one is a little sad. Actually, I'm not going to pick that because it's about ready to fall off. Anyways, so in the small pots, I put a group of, 1, 2, 3, whatever was in there. In the bigger pot, I tried to only do 2, but I did do 3 in some of these, like this little tiny one. I kind of stuck in the side, so you can see all of these. This one doesn't have anything yet, but there is something in there. So we'll see what happens in a week or 2. And I did feed these with some 10, 10, 10. Then all of these I had trimmed, and most of this is new growth. Get a little growth over here. These, give them a week or 2, they'll start sprouting up again. And then I will have, so what keeps popping up on my YouTube recommendations is, so all these multiplying onions were from Haas Tools a year ago, right? So we're starting second summer having these. What keeps popping up on my YouTube is one from, I forgot the name of it. I want to say Serenity AG, guy in Texas, and went to their website, and looks like through the videos they were talking about they were having some issues with sending to certain states, but that was a year ago. So I emailed them and got a response back same day actually. Shout out to them for being very responsive, and they said barring any weather issues, they will have their multiplying onions in stock at the end of this month. So this is at the time of filming, we are mid-August, so hopefully in a week or 2 be able to order some of those and see if they taste any different, how they grow, how they deal with this heat here in California. These have been wonderful. They deal with the heat really well. We don't get really cold in the winter. We had a fairly mild winter from, you know, our perspective, not from anybody else's. So it barely hit into the upper 20s or low 30s, only a couple days throughout, you know, we'll call it early spring of this year. So we'll see what's going on and get those in and get those growing and, you know, see what's happening from there. Nothing really special happening with the cucumbers. They're kind of on their last legs. There are some cucumbers here. I need to pick a few. There's like 4 hanging out. There's like a yellow one hanging out in here that needs to be picked. That's no good, just needs to be picked off. There's a couple babies hiding in there. And there's a couple, like that one's too big. It's like some of these, they're super seedy where you don't even want to eat them. There's one hiding in there. There's a funky shaped one there. And there's a couple others. So it's still producing. The beans are not worth a hill of beans. Strawberries, I picked some. They're still kind of straggling. And the tomatoes, they're just doing what they're doing. Lots of them on there. They're plants themselves. They're about done. They've given all they can give. So I did get a pepper plant last week. I don't know whether if I covered that or not. So it's about $5. So it's grown, I don't know, 3-4 inches. It's a serrano pepper. So we'll see what that brings. The sun golds, they're just growing wonderful. Really sweet tomato. I wish they had a little bit of tang to them, but they're really tasty. This is I always forget which ones are which. That's why I leave the tags in here. This one was the Bella Rosa, so I rescued this one. I got a hook on here. And so we'll see what these taste like. This one wasn't doing too bad, but that one, that's the red snapper. That had blossom end rot really bad. I lost about 3 tomatoes, so I just hit them. This one, and this one. Yesterday I mixed up the hydroponic solution, just the calcium, and I give them a really fat dose of the calcium mixture. These are the red crims. They're kind of small. I thought they were a bigger tomato, but you can see they're putting on a really nice color in there. And something poked that one. You can see a little hole and a little drip going on. It looks like we got one that fell down in there. So, other than that, limes are doing real well. Starting to put on some size. So these, you know, even though they're a little small, they're good anytime for the picking. The lemons, this lemon tree looks really healthy. Ow, got stabbed by a thorn. Not a ton of lemons on here, so I don't know if I need to trim it more or what it's got going on, but this seems to have significantly more lemons on it. So we got like 4 apples. So this one's got a couple spots on it. Looks like something poked it. That's terrible. Just trying to get them to get a little bit of size on there before I attempt to eat them. So that one probably not going to survive, so maybe that's the first one needs to get picked sooner than later. There's 2 on this one, and that doesn't look real promising in there either. Yeah, I thought there was one on this one, but nope. Then the only other thing, these are nice and perky even in the heat because I watered them this morning, but I mean, you have to understand that's a 27-gallon tote that's hiding in there that you can't see. Here on the back side you can kind of see that there are totes under there, but 2 plants in each like I've talked about before, so continue to keep them watered and see what they produce this year. I read about the fruiting mulberry. I don't remember if I talked about it last week. It says either it's too young to fruit, not enough nutrients, now it's green, so I don't believe this flowered last year. So hit it with some fertilizer, and I'll continue to do so. See if we can't get it to at least flower. And blueberries, although the birds have gotten most of it. These are small blueberries, but the blueberries nonetheless. So there are some on here. I'm not going to eat that now. Hot blueberry just does not sound good. So other than that, that's the update. This is mostly about the onions this week. So I do have some Sunchokes that I got come in. They are also called Jerusalem artichokes. They're supposed to kind of be like a potato, but they're not. Apparently some people say you can eat them raw, but they cause you issues if you eat them raw. You just need to eat them cooked real well and mash them up. But they're supposed to grow like crazy in very poor soil. So got those in, haven't got them planted yet, so we'll see what happens with those. So other than that, until next week, thanks for watching.